Morning, everybody. Dr. Akulus again. I'm starting my room on this wellness room. We're talking about inside job for wellness. We started way back 4 days ago, and we started introducing the topic where I was saying mostly it's always inside job, how we choose our foods, how we choose to be exercising, and how we rest and relax and sleep, and how we empty our minds, right? Twice a day, really washing off that. So I'm continuing the fourth day today. Remember the four pillars we were doing. The first pillar is food, second pillar is or exercise, and third pillar is the rest or sleep, and the fourth pillar will be meditation, calming the mind. Okay, these are very basic things, but I think how many people can say that they are paying attention to all the four pillars? That's what I want to bring it focus. How do you really relax or rest or sleep well? The ideal thing is, are you able to sleep very well at night time so that you give a chance to your body and mind to recuperate? That is what the purpose of the sleep is. You get tired, you are exhausted, and then you go to sleep. But then, are you just making your body go to sleep because it's so exhausted, or are you also relaxed and rested in your mind so the sleep quality will be increased? So in this modern age, when I was dealing with a lot of my friends who are really working very hard as physicians, and they have a lot of data in their mind, they are not able to really relax and then go to a deep sleep for a prolonged period. Maybe they will have some sleep that is restless, and people are really getting up and then going to bed and all that. And some people use alcohol or sleeping medications and all. Is that really necessary? That's the thing. So when you talk about rest, and body will tell you right away that I'm exhausted, I can move, right? Then you can rest. But then, can you rest completely the mind? That's the question. Okay. So I want to present to you what are the problems if you don't rest and relax and sleep, and how do you handle that. The problems, I would say, uh, more illness and long-term diseases, and really metabolic changes that are aggravated by persistently not sleeping well, or not sleeping at all, because modern times have reached such a stage where they think I'm wasting my time when I'm sleeping. So that kind of thing is really not funny, because it is really something that is happening. And especially young people I see, they have a lot of late nights, either because of studies or because of the entertainment or because of social associations, whatever that's all going on, which is really not good at all. But slight changes. You don't have to be major changes, slight changes. Hi, Abhishek. How are you? Guruji, namaskaram. Namaskar. I am very fine. Okay. Thank you very much. So, I'm starting this room, Abhishek, about the need for the rest and relaxation, the sleep, as the third pillar of my wellness program that I'm talking about. Do you sleep well, or do you? What is your experience in this? I was some problem earlier, but nowadays it's okay. I am sleeping very well because you guided during the COVID so many things regarding job and mom. You also explained about mom, Tunja job, these all things. Yeah. So yeah. Nowadays I am okay. Very but the good. Thing is that what happened because of these mobile gadgets, this WhatsApp and these all things. Now what happened? I was using too much even as a professional. Yeah.
Often I am getting messages and I have to reply to my boss. My boss anytime.
Yeah.
Basically, not late night, but basically morning. They called and asked me the status of order and these all things.
Yeah.
So what happened nowadays after this after talking with my family,
Yeah.
night after 10 o'clock, I am going to switch off my mobile.
Yeah.
Whatever important work I doesn't matter. I have to finish my
Yeah.
dinner and then I need to switch off the mobile.
Yeah. That's very
So
good.
one
Mm.
time I have to switch off the mobile.
Yeah.
I feel too much relaxation
Yeah.
because if mobile is on and the mobile data is on, internet is on. So when I wake up, just I'm seeing what is happened, whether I'm receiving any messages, whether something happened in clubhouse, where sometime music,
Yeah.
and these all things is disturbing all night.
Yeah.
So once switch off the mobile, I feel like that I'm not going to switch on because switching on it will be take another
Yeah.
20 to 30 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, I know this is a modern evolving problem because we remember when we were growing up, it's like a we can shut off the TV. Or TVs were not there even. Radios were shut off, and really, they sang songs to us and put to us sleep. And so when we get up in the morning, we have fresh, beautiful energy that we continued while we were studying also. While I was in medical school, we had to, some nights we had to really read late into the night. I wish I knew these sleeping techniques at the time. But then later on, as I became a doctor and I was doing the night calls, these things from yoga, especially Yoga Nidra, Shavasana, that is a corpse pose, they both helped enormous. Other thing was, uh, Krishnamurti talked about how you can be attentive awareness all day, and that will cut down the dreams, and then you can sleep better. So I followed him. What he was saying is, don't be engaged in all thoughts of the yesteryear or what is coming up. Just focus on whatever you're doing. Pay attention to that. These kind of notifications you're talking about, they interfere that kind of attention. So what I do is I shut off the notifications, and then I reach only the people that I want to. And if they really want me something emergency, there is a particular way that they can get to me with a small. They know the numbers that they can reach me. So instead of allowing all social media to allow all notifications, I only allow what I want. That really gave me a lot of control. Even the emails also like that. I only want to see what the emails I want to see. Rest of the social updates or whatever people want to promote themselves, all those things I shut it off. That way we are oriented to what we want to do. Like for example, I'm calling now, I shut off all my notifications and I don't have to worry about them. Somebody may call me, then I will notice and then I'll call them later, but then immediately goes to voicemail. They can read a voicemail. Those I will check once in a while so that I won't miss anything important. So there has to be some control on these things, otherwise these devices are interfering with our life and with our attention and with our sleep. Yeah, absolutely. That's a problem. I talk about this digital detoxification where you can really not have so much data from all these devices all the time. And this is going to be a big problem because they're going to create avatars for you, right? That means they're going to create a separate personality for you. So you will not know who you are. You will be knowing what is created for you, and then you will be living that kind of life. That's much more bad thing. And this Herrera is a historian. He was talking about it the other day. If you don't know about yourself, somebody will define who you are you know so they are having this biometric bangles, chips in the head, or avatars on the social media. They pretty soon you'll forget who you are, and then they will be he was saying he was meditating twice a day, 1 hour each, because he has so much information that's coming his way. So that's the need of the hour. um, what I would recommend is, okay, prepare for the work. When you are working, completely focus on the work. If you are away from the work, you are enjoying yourself, like a sport or something you are doing, then involve yourself completely like that throughout the day. Being in the moment, attentive, makes a lot of difference, because as you are attentive, you are not thinking much about other things. You are just focusing on what is in front of you. So at the end of the day, even if you work for 8 hours, if you work with involvement and attention, then you won't have too many things to resolve. So the brain will sleep much better, rather than trying to come in the form of uh, uh, all the what do you say, the dreams, the swapna state, right? And then it will be agitated. So normally what happens, we get tired, we go to sleep. Initially we'll have some dreams, but more people are having a long more dreams, a lot more agitation, because they keep their mind agitated during the day, and then carry that to the sleep. And mind has to put that your mind in order. That's how Krishnamurti explained in that tape. I think that was a very good session, because I followed that, and then my work improved, because I'm focusing on each patient, right? So the quality of work improved, and then at the end of the day, I felt light. I didn't have to carry so much in my mind. So when I fell asleep, even now also, when I fall asleep, it's like a few minutes I'm going to sleep. And then when I wake up, I feel completely refreshed. It could be 2 3 hours. That's enough. Like last night, I woke up. I went to sleep at 11 o'clock. I think I woke up around 3 o'clock, and I'm full of energy. And then continue to do my stuff, everything from 3 o'clock. Now it looks like a late in the night, 11 o'clock. So many hours, right? But there's so many meetings, there's so many consultations and all that happened. But still, I feel much better, because I had the habit of being attentive to everything I do. Does that make sense, Abhishek?
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. It's really fantastic. And what I notice sometime means monthly, one time, two time when I get free, night time watch some movies,
Mm.
and after watching these movies, next day feel like the headache. So
Ah,
I stop these nonsense things because there is no use of watching movie at night. Why need to waste my time
yeah,
to watch the uh, watch the movies at night?
yeah, you
Watching
brought,
the movie
yeah,
movie on television is different. Watching the movie on the mobile,
yeah,
it's too much headache.
too
Too
much,
much.
yeah,
It's really I realize that mobile is only for talking and using some important work. It's not for regular work.
yeah,
If you having emergency, just you need to go and see the mobile.
yeah,
Mobile is not used for the taking the photos.
yeah,
Mobile, if you if you having interest in photography,
yeah.
take the normal cameras and take the photography.
It's
If
not
you want to
only,
listen music,
it's not
yeah.
only
If you
that.
want to listen music,
Yeah, Abhishek,
you
it's
need to
yeah,
need yeah.
it's not only those uses, but also there is a blue light comes from the phone, and once you're exposed to that, it will interfere with your rest and sleeping cycle too. So that is the problem with a lot of teenage girls in Instagram. There is a study. My friend Daniel Goleman, who wrote the Emotional Intelligence, and then now I think he wrote Focus. I think he was talking about in an Atlantic article recently that ever since the smartphone is came up on a scene from 2004 to 2010, I think they took a survey, and then they found the suicide rate among the young girls who are hooked to the Instagram grew up to 189% in that period. So there are serious consequences with using phone all the time, and lot of kids are completely addicted to the phones that they don't get it out, and that also can take away the quality of sleep. And at that age, it's very important for the brain to form. So we are exposing these kids more and more to these devices without paying attention to what is going to happen. So I always talk about this, how to detoxify yourself from using these devices. This is a very important thing if you want rest your body, relax, and then when you relax, you really allow the body to recoup, and then relax in the mind that allows you to sleep better. But especially when you are sleeping, other thing is people eat very late night eating. That's not good at all, because you want to eat early in the evening so that you allow like a couple of hours before you sleep, and then when you sleep everything will be digested, assimilated, and all the waste products will come out in the morning. And that is the natural rhythm for most people. Most people are morning people. Most people's diurnal cycle, we call it, is like a constitutional thing. Everybody has it. And in ancient times they considered going to the bathroom in the morning and really doing some exercise are very important too. So they described eight signs of good immunity. And the first one is positive mind before you go to sleep, and second one is good sleep, good deep sleep, and then not tossing and turning out, just going to deep sleep, and then in the morning when you get up you should not be lazy, and then you should get into the bathroom and empty the bowel, and then come out and take the weight and maintain the weight, and then go out to take a stroll and expose yourself to the sun, and then when you come in you work up an appetite, good appetite, and then you eat the breakfast. Those eight things I put it in this routine, because if you do that, lot of times you can be very healthy. You see all those things. There's a slide for me that was written 15,000 years ago, I believe, in India, and they knew about these things even then. You see, so Patanjali Yoga Sutra, for example, they talk about quality of sleep, how you can have it, how you can maintain a still mind before you go to bed, and then you'll have much more relaxing sleep, and then when you get up your energy will definitely tell you that you have slept for a while, but also that's a quality sleep, so rest well, relax when you can get a chance. For example, I'm going to some hospitals I go several hours away from me, so then I have to drive. So I use the driving time very productively, in the sense I can have some exercises like put it on the cruise and keep your gaze fixated on the front, and then you can do up and down with the ankles, and then also knees also you can do up and down, and then you can do turning at the spine with the gaze there. You can just turn your one side to one side, and the neck up and down. All those things will eliminate tension in the neck and in the back. I can show them well in my wellness club. The people come and then they ask these specific things. They can't be able to sleep very well. Then I told them how to be in any place, how to relax, and also how to not to react very easily for all these small things. And then there are routines you can do before sleep and after sleep that will really fortify the sleep quality. And as you do it, that's what I do before I sleep. So there are routines I do, and after I sleep, I get up, I do some routines, and they help me to really eliminate any tensions, any stiffness and all that, and that helps you to sleep very well. Okay? There's the sleep hygiene. There is a way to take a hot shower bath or hot milk. Those things are all normal. But what I tell them is, if you have a whole day and then you're going to go to sleep, just take 5 minutes and review your day. What kind of reactions you had all the day? You could have been irritated, you could have been very, very happy, or you could have joyfully laughed with your friends, or you could have depressive thoughts because something went wrong in the office. All those things, right? Somebody said something, you felt hurt, and those emotional reactions you want to review and put them out of your mind before you go to sleep. You could resolve them by saying, okay, this is very trivial. I just want to dump that. I don't remember about that. And suppose it's a good thing that you have to follow up. Like, for example, if a friend's birthday is coming, you want to plan to send something. So write it down, those things that you want to follow, but don't keep them in your mind. And then you just go to sleep and you'll have much better sleep. That's called review of reactions, I call it, before you sleep. And then practicing head to toes scanning the shavasana, where you kind of contract, relax all the joints, and then breathe in and out as you are doing that. That will really relax people. This is the shavasana that we do. If I have a good yoga session, we end up with that. So that's very, very important thing to remember, because people do the exercise and then they go away, but they don't do this shavasana, which is a very important thing to relax. There are three levels of relaxations in the shavasana, and you can go through all of them. Uh, uh, then you can really have that relaxation. That's why I'm inviting people to come and join my wellness club, where I can show them all these things, and then they can learn, and then they can put them into practice and have a quality of wellness. What do you think about that, Abhishek?
Guruji,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, got it. As you told about that, there is three type of
Mm.
swasana.
Yeah.
So, is anapana is also part of swasana? Anapana.
No,
Have you
anapana.
heard about the anapana?
Anapana is about pranayama. Okay, there are five different types of wind energies, and those two are part of them. So that is also is included.
Anapana, I have heard and also I did during the Vipassana.
Yeah,
Vipassana means
yeah,
in Vipassana course, there is one part in Anapana. If you are not able to do anything else,
yeah,
just where you are, even you are traveling, even you are sitting, even you are working, nostril.
yeah,
We having the two nostril. And
yeah,
what happened is one, we have always breathe in one nostril
yeah,
and inhale one side and exhale one side.
yeah,
So when we inhale, every time when we inhale, the breath is hot breath.
yeah,
Or a hot breath is going inside. When we exhale, sorry, cold breath is going during inhale, and exhale time hot will become.
yeah,
So sometime one nostril inhale and another nostril exhale. Sometime opposite inhale and exhale.
yeah.
So when it's
That is called
coming out,
Anulom Vilom,
yeah,
where both nostrils you open up efficiently, and then that's part of the breathing exercise I do. We do 10 different breathing exercises, because there are so many energies on the breather. Actually, the breathing itself is not a gaseous exchange, it is like a live, vital energy exchange. So that's why if you do it with that reverence to that, it's called Kumbha Nadi, Kurma Nadi. So if that nadi is very well working, you'll have a lot of vital energy going in and out. So is there science? I think B.K. Iyengar, he wrote a book on the breathing, but actually his training is like a 1256 weeks on breathing alone. So it's a very big science, and a lot involved. But the simple thing is, try to sit erect as much as possible when you are taking the deep breath, and then close your mouth and take deep breaths through the nose. When you take a deep breath, abdomen wall comes out, and then when you take deep breath out, abdomen wall goes to the spine. These two things: erect posture, closing the mouth, breathing through the nose, and abdomen wall coming out and going in. Those, if you pay attention, you will have very good deep breathing exercises in the morning. So I combine with the meal. You have to do on empty stomach. So don't eat. First do these things and then go. And also, I want people to take 1 minute positive, um, positive breathing break. You know, Actually, that is a very, very good exercise. 1 minute every hour, if you can do it, or several times in a day, that will be very, very refreshing. Instead of going and having a drink, just have a breathing break. That's what I tell them. So lots of times. But initially they take it silly. They think, "Oh, this is silly." But once they try it, they get hooked. And then they do all that because they ask me, "How is that you are so energetic at the end of the day? You still can go on doing stuff?" I told them, "This is the secret. Just take the deep breaths and then make it a habit. You don't have to be compulsive and showing everybody. Even I'm in the meeting, I'm talking, there will be gaps where other people will be talking, right? At the time, I just focus on the deep breath in and out. I may be listening to them, but my deep breath go on without anybody noticing me. And that's where all the five values, Anapana is part of them, but five values are there. And if you manage those values, your internal health, digestion, elimination, all those things, and also thinking, feeling, all these things are health. That's why you can rest and relax better, and ultimately it results in very good quality sleep. Yeah, no doubt about it. You have to do that. I'm glad, Abhishek, you are doing that.
Guruji, my aim is very simple nowadays. Uh, I have nearly years. I have to complete with much.
Yeah,
Because what I notice now, whatever I have to, uh, I wanted to try, life will be go on, go on, go on. So
yeah,
finally, I need the peace.
yeah,
I'm working for my family, my
yeah,
kids. My
yeah,
kids is there, okay. But within 2 years,
yeah,
I have to change myself.
yeah,
Myself.
yeah.
Transformation means I know the little bit of mantra,
Uh,
mantra that is enough. But I would like to enhance my pronunciation, Sanskrit pronunciation.
yeah,
I have to go all the because Ved is very old.
yeah,
Ved is not new. Ved is very old. What is Yajur Ved? Whatever four Ved we having, na?
yeah,
There should be something power. That's why everyone is talking about Veda.
yeah,
And Veda, understanding Veda is not a easy task.
yeah,
Understanding the Gita is not easy task.
yeah.
Okay. First time when I will read, I am not able to understand. Second time when I will read, maybe I will be familiar with some words. Third
One
time I will read
one
maybe
recommendation I tell
little bit more.
Abhishek, one recommendation I tell people when they read all these things is don't read them like book, okay? But really observe them as insights into the wisdom. And then you got to say, is that real in me? Suppose I say, don't get angry, right? And I'm not saying Vedas is that, but I'm just telling you. Suppose you real that anger is how bad it is and all that, then you kind of look at that as though you are being told about that. That means you have to experience the insight what is being told. Then it becomes your own solution, and you feel much better. So Mahabharata or Bhagavad Gita, when I'm reading them, I told them the battle is in you. Don't say Pandavas or but then whatever he's saying, take them as though within my interior is that real. Can I get over it? So I have a small slide too. What do you do if you're anger? What are the poems in Bhagavad Gita that tell jealousy, like that? All the things that we go through internally, they have solutions. That's why something like those books are not books really. They were revelations by the ancient rishis because they were kind of going into deep meditation and perceiving this not with the thought, not with the senses, but beyond the senses and the thought. And that's why they were able to really understand them better and also transmitted for the wellness of all humanity, not just as the only such. Fortunately, unfortunately, lot of modern Indians are not taking advantage of those. That's why I started this new book. It's called Modern Challenges in Ancient Solution. That is coming up. I have a YouTube, not YouTube, Twitter community. I just created today. Abhishek, if you want, you are on Twitter. You can, join there, and then you can participate in this field we're going to have. I'm only asking only people that I know, and I think they will be interested, but there's no point of inviting everybody and then having so many people not manageable. So this is going to be a private group, and we're going to talk about this. What are the modern problems we have? One of the modern problems I see quite often is this lack of sleep. People, IT industry, doctors, lawyers, all these people who are working with information, they are loaded with information overload. And that's why it's affecting their sleep. And then sometimes it's affecting their marriages. They come and consult me, and then I tell them what are the basic things they have to do. Not arguing about you are this, you are that, but first of all, taking fundamentals, they will slow down and they will listen to the other person. They will be repairing that relationship also. So it's that serious sometimes, not all of it, sometimes. So learn how to relax, learn how to rest, take chances to do that, and then without help of the sleeping aids, without the alcohol, you can restore your natural rhythm. Brain won't be damaged if you don't take any of them, and then brain will automatically restore you to natural rhythms. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. Anything else before we close, Abhishek?
Uh, just I need to know two things.
Yeah.
Yesterday you are in a room where you have used two words. One is such chit
Mm.
and another word is purna.
Yeah.
So can you before ending this room, could you please say about these things?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you use some words like pushing the boundary myself towards your
Yeah.
society, but some
Yeah.
words were there. So I
Yeah.
was studying, I was listening, but you have used the two words,
Yeah.
Sachit and Purna.
No.
So
Satchit
and
Anand.
also
Yeah.
today also use one word, Yog Mudra.
Yeah. 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 Uh, Yoga Nidra, not Mudra. Yoga Nidra.
Nidra, okay.
Nidra.
Yog Nidra. Okay,
Nidra.
Mudra is different and Nidra. Okay, Yog
Mudras
Nidra.
help you to sleep better. They are like what it is there is energy and energy channels in our body. Okay, so energy travels through those channels. Those you cannot identify, but if you assume certain posture, that is what it is. Like for example, Dhyana Mudra, they put index finger and thumb together, opponents. Rest of the three fingers are top. There's a meaning that, but then that kind of circulates energy such concentration better. It is called dhyana mudra. You can do that dhyana much better. Dhyana is contemplative, meditativeness, and all that. But then yoga nidra is for the sleep. Now coming to the sat, chit, anand, and purnam, actually there is a state in us which is called existential, existence, consciousness, and bliss. Actually, what we are is beyond senses, beyond our thoughts. There is a life that feels like I am, right? You are. That is existence. That is always there. Your body may die, your mind may die, but then your existential feeling that I am is the same when you are a child, when you are a young man, when you are middle aged or old man too. So that that is the I beyond your body mind complex is called Satchit Anand. That Sat is the existence, Chit is consciousness, and the consciousness itself is the existence, and that itself is blissful. That's why Ananda. So, to reach that state, there are a lot of ways to go about it. You don't have to be a Hindu for that. You just have to understand what they are talking about. You see, ancient India is about science of consciousness. Now modern scientists are trying to reach the state that those people reach, and they are really working very hard on that. For last 20 years, it was there. And they are also coming to that where they say there is a life, there is an awareness that comes into us, and then we have the manifestation of the body and the mind, right? So to get back to that life force is what they termed as Satchitananda is the spiritual journey. And now this Satchitanand is so complete, it's called Purna. It has come from the perfection. That's why it's also perfection. Not our body, not our ego, not our personality. They are all with faults. But that particular life energy that goes through all of us is very perfect. That's why it's called Purnam. Purnam is complete, whole. Like if you do something like a round, completely whole like that. Is that clear now, Abhishek?
Yeah, yeah. Purna is the famous like
Yeah.
Earth Purna means half circle. Purna means full
Yeah.
circle. Thing is
Yeah.
it's a
There
perfect
is
circle.
a
Yeah, all good.
famous poem, Purnamidam, Purnamadam. That poem is
Yeah.
very, very good. Read that
Also
every day.
Purnima.
Mm.
Purnima also where the
Yeah,
full
yeah, yeah.
moon will be
Yeah, but that's all
shown.
describing. But this Purnamidam Purnamadam is a very loaded poem, very, very important poem. So practice that
Yeah.
every day, and then know the meaning, and then read it or say it aloud, and that will be very good for you. I talked in a 1 hour lecture on just that Purnamidam. I think it should be on my YouTube channel. I talked about 1 hour. So there is so much in that Purna. Okay, what it is I was introduced to the Purnam. That means the perfection within, the contentment, happiness, peace within. So you don't look for any accomplishments for these things. It's already there. Getting in touch with that, what the yogis and rishis did was they went ahead finding, helping people outside. They didn't have to go for happiness and all. They are already contented, and that's what the entire culture is talking about. And people are just with their livelihood with all this occupied. But then once you realize this, you can do the strive for the livelihood and all that much easier. Lot of energy will be there, you know. So the modern thing of pursuit of happiness outside is really false. But happiness inside, if you realize that Purnam or Satchit Anand, that is everything our rishis wrote about. I am very fortunate to be able to understand that and then to try to be there. So,
Guruji.
yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Guruji, if you're having 2 minutes, then may I ask one thing?
Yeah.
Regarding myself, what happened, whatever work I am doing professionally, I am working in footwear, footwear company, footwear
Uh-huh.
in the sense of making soles and also slippers for the big brands like the uh, big brands. I can say the name like Armani, Hugo Boss,
Uh-huh.
Clarks. These all brand making soles in our company.
Mhm.
So whatever when I joined 2 years back, then I was one account. Now I having six accounts. So I am
Mm.
handling all the six account and all client is very sophisticated. It's
Mm.
very important. And my MD means I am direct reporting to MD. He is Italian
Mm.
and company is also Italian. So I am doing work here. I can say full work. There is
Uh,
nothing error from my side right now because when I start work, I'm thinking lot of things, and then I always focusing on my work. So what happened? My boss also told you are thinking deep. You do not need to think the deep. Just you have to do. It is okay. It is not okay. Like
mm.
this one.
Mm.
So what I feel when I'm working, my my way of working is different. I'm
Mm.
doing according to my work. I'm not listening my boss because my boss is not knowing what problem will be come next.
Mm.
But when I come going in front of any other person, like her wife, some function was today, wedding and wedding function was there. When I went for someone else, I feel inferior.
Mm.
When I'm working myself, I have full confidence. I'm doing very well. Everything's fine. I do not need to ask any help to anyone. Someone will be guide me how I have to work my for my client.
Yeah.
But when I'm going in front of any person, feel inferior.
Yeah.
Uh,
You
can
see,
you guide why I feel like this?
I told you about what is beyond your thought, beyond your thought structures, is that Satchitanand. Everybody has it, right? Because you are not touching that, you are thinking you are the ego, you are the thought construct. Okay, what is it that is getting inferior or feeling of it is your thought. So identify that and go beyond it. Then you will be able to be self luminous, self confident, because you are just not your thought. Thoughts may come like inferior thoughts, but once you take a leap from that, okay, ask just one question: who is it in me that feels inferior? This is our thoughts, your thoughts, that's made of thoughts, made of ego, right? The ahankara. And once you are not that, it does ahankara doesn't just mean pride and feeling great and all. It's like saying I am this. That's a false identification with the thought construct. Once you identify that, then you see these thoughts are happening to me. Who is that me? Awareness, deeper than thought. Thoughts are happening to you, but you are not happening to the thought. So there's something that feels inside it. That is the one you have to catch. That is the awareness. That is the consciousness. That is the Satchitananda. That is Purnam and all. Once you make that leap, then you will go and work. You will do it. But then nobody had to tell you that you have to feel this way or that way. Then you are stationed in your real self. You see, Vivekananda said this: if only you knew who you are. So I will say the same thing to you. If only you knew who you are, then you will deal with these thoughts and feelings that may arise because of the conditioning, right? Because of the people, we may think that they have everything, we don't have nothing, or they have studied. So many things come when you compare yourself to somebody else, then you'll feel, why do you have to compare? I say, you don't have to be superior to anybody, you have to be inferior to anybody. Like I tell patients from all sorts of people, right? People, millionaires will come, people very, very poor will come. But then I don't identify them by their color or race or anything. I identify by their inner being. That is the Satchit Anand is there too. Once you identify like that in your Italian, then you are not going to compare yourself to your boss or anybody like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. When I listen to you, Guruji, I
Mm,
found it my problem when you use the Yugo words.
yeah.
Uh, what I find right now, because what I willing to do, I
Mm,
will do some transformation in my factory, and I will so I have changed these and these things. I
yeah.
think this thought is also always make me inferior. I
Yeah.
got it, my point. I
Remember this
understood.
one sentence. You say, I am not my thoughts. I am the conscious being beyond the thought who is having the thoughts. So that you are aware of the thoughts, right? So you are the awareness rather than the thought. You can develop the thought, use it, but also identify how thought is bringing you down, and then you can change that. That's called pratipaksha bhavana. When you have a negative thing like you're comparing and you feel inferior, that's a negative thought, right? Then you replace it with a positive thought where this is just a thought. Nobody said this to me, or nothing happened that I should feel like shame, anything like that. Then you will go and say, this thought will not influence you, it will come and fade away. Then you will be established in your being. This is what I train in my yoga club, wellness club, witness consciousness meditation. What it is when you sit down in Shampi Mudra, you close your eyes, take deep breaths, and then anchor the breathing. But then you watch your thought. That's the first thing. You have to watch the thoughts as they're coming. Don't get involved with the thought, indulge in them, and then pursue them to the other thought. And don't suppress them. Just to watch them. As you are watching them, they will not influence you, they will go down. And then you will be remaining in your witness, which is witnessing the all the thoughts. That's a very simple thing, but once you understand, mind had made so many thoughts, and then somehow the thoughts went buried into your subconscious, they will come back. So, persistent meditation or attending to this samskaras, they call it, ingrained thoughts come up, and then as you practice more and coming back to the center, then you train your mind to be in the center. Okay, I hope that's clear. If not, come to my wellness club, and then you do that every day. All the people will do that every day. So mine is just not yoga practice, but it is about how to be not reacting but responding, how to be in awareness in this witness consciousness, and how to really fortify your parasympathetic nervous system, and how to really have energy and attention so that wherever you're working you have what's called everlasting energy, not depleted energy. So don't have too many thoughts, just thoughts for the work, that's it. And beyond that, don't get all the thoughts into your mind. Why didn't you enjoy your wedding party rather than feeling like this? That ask yourself. Then all these things will fall off.
Yeah, actually, Guruji, you told me, but really it will take time to
Yeah,
understand.
yeah,
At
yeah,
last, not thoughts about the thoughts. How I have to work on my
yeah, yeah.
thoughts.
It takes a long time. No,
Uh,
no, but the thing
yeah,
is,
yeah, because
practice.
you
Yeah,
explain about this, but need more time to
yeah,
understand.
yeah.
And
Don't be in a
again,
hurry.
take a,
Yeah, don't be in a hurry.
yeah,
Don't be kind to yourself. But then practice it every day. Okay, what you do is every day 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening. Just to sit down. The aim is how can I just be myself rather than my thoughts, you know. And then as the thoughts come up, then put them in order, write them down, or say these are trivial thoughts. I don't have to live with them, or if they're important, write on a paper, and then be without that for a while at least. And then all the time, if the thoughts go, you take you somewhere else, come back to the breath. That will be the center for you. And slowly you will see that it is more and more thoughts coming out. And as you build so many thoughts in your mind, now you're trying to empty it. Krishnamurti said something like this: emptying the contents of consciousness is meditation. He wants you to watch the thoughts, then empty those thoughts that are not needed. But what happens is we kind of think of them so much and then we bury them in our subconscious, they come back. So in the meditation, you actually try to let them come and go out. Then you'll be your mind is my mind is empty lots of times, and very peaceful and quiet. That can be achieved by anybody. We can always do that. Okay. All right.
yeah.
Yeah. I think Darshan, do you have anything you want to come up and talk or? you know, I invited him. If he doesn't want to come, we will close the room then. Okay. So,
So, do you have any other room, Guruji? Are you
yeah,
going?
tomorrow
Mm,
is about meditation. The same hour, I'll
yeah.
do that. Okay, and that ends the series, and then I will come as my time permits as the topics are there. But then this wellness club is busy, consults are busy, and so many people are doing DMs and all that. So it takes a lot of time away from me, and also I don't want to just come on rooms and just stay there. I don't have that kind of time. So I plan it and come and do my rooms, and then that's good enough. you know. So okay, Abhishek, we'll see you again. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, Guruji.
Yeah.
Namaskar, Guruji.
Namaskar. I'll close the room now.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody on the wisdom. Anybody wants to come up, or I can close the room now. Okay, let me close the other channels.